So I did a video on 5 remote jobs you can do at night just because one of my subscribers asked. Because the information they were finding on YouTube still were people talking about ways to make money from only surveys and transcribing. And I mean, they work, but just enough to get you a cup of coffee and not at Starbucks. So that video did really well, but I wish I would have added this new opportunity that has completely just blown my mind. So I got to meet up with Stone Ross, who is taking over the game right now with a very rare form of drop shipping, bringing in over $100,000 a month. So I asked him to do this video with me because he has a strategy that even if you're starting out with no experience, by watching this video, you can take the exact same strategy that he's using and use it for yourself. You don't need a website, a Shopify store, you don't need to run ads, you don't need a lot of money. It is literally one of the best remote jobs you can do at night, even if you don't have any experience. So I want you guys to get a pen, take notes, and try this new revenue stream because we are literally giving you the game in this video. No excuses. So let's get into it. And let's first talk to Stone about how he even got started in this business.
I had started in the dropshipping adventure back in 2017. I was seeing, I don't know if you remember, those fidget spinners that were blowing up and were all over the place.
Yes, my kids have them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It turns out I actually met the guy about 2 months ago that started that. And I was like, dude, you're the reason why I got started in e-commerce. He's like, no way. But anyways, no, that really inspired me. I was like, if this little thing can achieve such massive success, let me figure out what they're doing. And that kind of started the whole rabbit hole exploration that ultimately led me here. And it was like figuring out Shopify and like more so failing forward, making lots of mistakes, spending lots of money, but persevering. And that sort of snowballed ever since.
How does this work? Okay, so if I wanted to start, and I'm talking from a beginner, so like what is dropshipping first of all? And then let's get into like how do you find products? How does it all work? So what is dropshipping?
So dropshipping is a term used to describe a way to sell things online. So typically when we think of doing retail or even e-commerce, it's like, okay, I have to find what I'm selling. I have to find a supplier, order a bunch, whether it's to my house or to a warehouse, invest a lot of money up front. Dropshipping is the most simple, easy, and low barrier to entry way to start because what we do is we don't need any inventory. We open a storefront, we make it look beautiful on whatever platform, and then we take items that are already being sold on other platforms such as eBay, Walmart, Amazon, and the like. We download those images, maybe we customize them a bit, customize the descriptions, and we put them on our site. And whenever we do our marketing and people order from us, we then take our money on our card, we order it from Amazon or eBay and ship directly to them. So it's a way to start without having any inventory or even having to have a lot of funds up front.
Okay, so the idea, and I'm thinking you would use a credit card then, and you could like pay for get the points, and you basically you pay your credit card back once you get the payment from the customer. Is that how it all works?
Yeah, in fact, Whitney, that's the best way to do it because you can strategically use credit cards so that yes, you can get cashback rewards, you can get miles, and then you can even build your credit as a result.
Now, this is the question I have. When someone orders from you and they receive an Amazon package, is that something that says like, wait, I thought I ordered from this store, not Amazon? Like, well, what happens in those instances?
Yeah, this still mind boggles me to this day because I would say of the tens and tens of thousands of things that have been blessed to sell using this strategy, probably only 0.01% of people ever say anything, which is extremely surprising. But that's actually my experience.
Well, so they don't ever say anything like, huh? Or I guess the point is they got the product, they got what they asked for, so they're not even thinking twice about it.
Right. And dropshipping, it's not an end all be all. It's that beginner way to start your brand, to launch your brand. And of course you want to pivot and change because there's challenges, just like there is with any stage of entrepreneurship. But yeah, surprisingly, nobody really says much sometimes, but it's never a worry.
Now, this is my next question. Like, what are like the legalities when it comes to like taking someone's picture from their website and then putting it on yours? Like, how does that work legally?
Another fantastic question that somebody who's never gotten into it. And for me, compliance, making sure everything's done by the book is the most important thing for me.
Oh, good.
So when finding products, you want to make sure that they are generic, non-name brand products, or more specifically, on whatever platform you're vending on, making sure that there are none of those specific products. Like you can't necessarily go sell Nike. I mean, you can resell Nike, but if you're becoming such a large brand and you start attaining a lot of exposure, there's not necessarily a, like, let's say a criminal legal risk or anything, but what they'll do sometimes if you get really big is they'll send a cease and desist or some sort of thing saying, hey, you don't have authorization. So that's what you do. And when you get success, you start applying to get authorized to be able to officially sell specific name brand products. But you can usually go the other route where you can get generic unbranded products. Tons of places welcome that and welcome people doing that. And you can even make your own brand around those products.
And that actually makes sense now that we're talking about, like, the company, they're getting the sale anyway. So because you're buying it from them. So there's not really anything that they're probably would be upset about because you bought it from them anyway. And then you're just selling it for a higher price. So that's how it works. Now, how do you know how much to sell it for? So you say you were buying it from one company, but how do you do your pricing strategy?
So the pricing strategy, it varies. It varies, number one, what platform you're selling on. It's like with drop shipping and with a lot of these trends, different platforms come and go, different ones appear and disappear. So it all depends where you're selling. It all depends the audience that you're selling to, or even the strategy, whether you're running ads or if you're doing it like us, we strategically just do everything organically because we're using the right platform. But you want to price it accordingly, competitively. But if you're doing something branded, which we don't do when we start, some companies like to maintain control of price. So obviously we don't do that, but it all depends. It really does.
So all right, now this is my biggest question, because like you have a store now, how do you get traffic? How do you get people to come to your site and buy from you? What's the strategy?
So this all depends on your level of acumen in the industry. And I love speaking more towards the beginner because I would rather be speaking to somebody with a fresh, clean slate mindset that's open-minded and willing to embark on something new, rather than perhaps somebody that took the risk, got burned a couple times, which you always do in entrepreneurship. It's part of it. It's part of the game. It's part about persevering. There's many ways. The way I started was through learning how to run ads, and I wouldn't recommend that because very pricey. It's very challenging to find mentors that have your best interest in mind. So that's sort of the way. Now, the other way is more organic, whether you're marketing on Instagram, on Facebook, you're organically doing outreach and making the connections yourself. That's the surefire way to build beautiful lifetime value and especially your brand image. But what we're doing, and on the platform that I recommend everybody seriously look at, TikTok, is TikTok does all the work for you, strictly because they have complete psychographic profiles. They know everything about their users, and they're really pushing to incorporate this shop thing. So when you post an item on there, they're strategically showing it to the exact person at the exact time and place where they have the highest buying temperature to impulse buy. It's extraordinary, actually. It's crazy.
Okay, now this is where I want to ask for an example. Could you give us an example of what that would even look like, trying to sell a product on TikTok?
Yeah, so I started testing out this platform months before they actually announced that they had this whole shop section. It was back in August of 2023. It's about, I don't know, 8-9 months ago. Anyways, I was listing some products, just products that I found on Amazon. I was listing about 10 a day, and these were home supplies, whether it was little cutlery sets or bowl sets or maybe some wall sconces. But this pillow, maybe you've seen it, maybe you haven't. It's this they call it a cervical memory foam pillow due to its shape. And I listed it, and lo and behold, one day randomly, 3 weeks into this store, maybe I was getting 1 sale a day, 2 sales a day, because it just launched. It's part of it. A woman whom I had never spoken to, she was a creator and influencer on the platform. She actually bought one of these pillows from me. And when we list things, we like to keep the price really low if it's a new store, so we can start attracting volume, attracting customers and building it. She bought one of these pillows, and then she recorded a video of her review, unboxing the review of it, and she loved it. And she had 50,000 followers. And it was 11 p.m. at night, and I had the little phone, the little Seller Center app on my phone where you could watch it. And all of a sudden, it started blowing up. She had made a video with only 50,000 followers, and within, it must have been 12 hours, about 5 million people had seen it, 5 million views.
Oh my gosh.
It was the most insane thing ever because my phone was blowing up. And that's what I'm saying here. It was about $12,000 in orders. And thankfully I saw it quick enough so I could like increase the price. So I was like, holy crap, I'm only making 50 cents. I need to jack this up.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah. So like at that moment, TikTok, they limit you to how many orders you can do in a day. And that was like 200 at the time. So it quickly maxed it out very swiftly. And I'm like, whoa, okay.
My gosh.
Yeah. It reinvigorated my excitement. I'm like, what the heck? If this is possible, what else can we do with this?
So okay, give me an example how it works. So say, for example, however many people bought from you, you had to go to Amazon and buy that same amount of pillows. Is that how it works?
I did. Yeah. And that was sort of the tedious part. So using that very easy, simple dropshipping strategy, it works really good when you're maybe doing a couple $100s a day. But when you do like 12,000 in a day,
yeah,
you reach a limit, right? Because Amazon, they're starting to, if you're using Prime, they're like, hey, why are you buying so many? In hindsight, what I should have done is I should have ordered all of them to my house and then shipped them out because Amazon would have liked that more. But because I had like 5 different Amazon accounts and I was able to order various batches on various ones. It was a challenge to do it, but it's an awesome challenge. And some of the orders were a little late because the supply ran out. And like I said, that's like the 2 challenges that I'm seeing. And this is so extraordinary that it's the craziest challenges. It's like either I haven't had enough capital to supply the amount of orders and I've had to pause my store, or I ran out of supply and I had to pause my store.
Oh, wow. So you have so many orders, you can't even like fulfill them all just because of money's sake, because you have to pay for it first, right? I mean, I guess it's a good problem to have. You have so many orders you can't even fulfill. And then the other one was, what was the other one again?
Not having adequate enough supply because we're relying on Amazon and we can't really see the stock or how many stock. And if there's different versions of them, we don't want to be sending the buyers one that's gray if they ordered a white one. I mean, that's,
right. Now, is your strategy low ticket, or do you promote more high things that cost a little bit more money because you're gonna be making more? Is there a strategy to this, or is it just kind of volume based?
This comes down to a few things. It comes down to experience and it comes down to how much capital you have, because back then it would take when the store started, it would take about 3 weeks to get your sales payouts. So I was using a credit card that had, and I was blessed to have about like 40,000 on it, and I maxed it out in like 3 days. Then I had to wait like 2.5 weeks to get that money back. So, I mean, margins aside, it was more so the margins I was going for. I mean, maybe each pillow I would make $10 a pillow, and then I started making 15, then 20, and all in all, it sold 4,000 or so and had about 35% margins on it. It was the most humbling, beautiful thing ever. But you can do high ticket. I know people that sell designer purses for $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 on there. But it comes down to one's level of risk tolerance and how much capital you have.
Yeah. Now, what platform do you prefer or recommend people use when they're just starting out? Is it like a Shopify store, or what do you recommend they use when they first want to get started?
The reason why, and then, like I said, Whitney, I've been doing this for 8 years and I've seen a lot, I've been humbled a lot more than anything. This is the best time to ever get started in e-commerce because you don't have to even know how to build a website or how to do graphic design or even coding. One must not even do any videos or learn how to run ads. Simply, if you have an awesome heart and you're ambitious and you have some perseverance, open an LLC, open a TikTok Seller Center account, and just list your products on there. Take products from Amazon, and I'll show everybody how to do this. Take products, you can do a specific pricing strategy to make it show first, start growing it, and let it organically work for you. Now, down the road, I recommend, of course, build a brand, of course, do things, but you want to get your foot in the door and get momentum and get capital first. So that's what I recommend.
Oh, I love that. So you can just get started. You don't even have to worry about a Shopify store and paying the fees with that. You could just get started on TikTok. Now, there's been a lot of controversy with TikTok. Like, it's going to shut down. Like, what are we going to do? Like, have you been staying on top of that? And I don't know what the recent status of that is, but like, if you had to move to another platform, do you feel confident this strategies would work somewhere else? But I guess we'll start with the first question. Like, Are there any fears you have when it comes to TikTok shutting down?
No, not at all. Not at all. They've been trying to do that for years. And
That's true.
this may come down to, is it a battle against freedom of speech? Is it a battle against the Chinese? I mean, whatever it is, in my opinion, it's all distractions. And if we focus on ourselves and focus on the opportunity at hand, no matter what would ever happen, even if they're forced to sell, it would mean somebody in the US would have to buy it, or they would just set up a shell company. And you know how these things work. I mean, half the time it's just sort of a, charade or media ploy. Now, despite even if that does happen, we have about another 1 to 2 years before anything would actually happen. And that's enough time for all of us and for those that want to take massive action to make more than their keep. And let's say even worst case scenario, even if the US does not want to keep having the $26 billion a year and growing in their GDP from what ByteDance is doing with TikTok, what we're doing as a company, because we educate, we have a mastermind platform where we're just bringing in all amazing people from all walks of life. We also build and run stores for people. And when we're building these brands and we're using TikTok as the sales channel, yes, we start on TikTok. But like I said before, we're building Shopify's, building brands, finding the winning products through drop shipping. And then we're building custom private labeled products. We're putting these buyers, these clients' logos on there. We're bringing them in our warehouse.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So I love that, because that's the goal. Because you don't want to always keep using Amazon when you know a product works. Why not just go to the source? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly. And we have some really, really cool technology that just got developed where we're able to get our websites to appear quite literally, depending on who's searching. It's all that SEO. We have AI that can get people's websites showing up first in Bing search results and Google search results.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I mean, being an entrepreneur, which and I'm sure a lot of people listening know, it's all about being able to pivot very quickly. And of course, when things like this happen, it is a real concern, but it's always good to have plan Bs and more of long-term exit plans, especially when you're building a brand.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I totally get that. Like, I had a blog, I was getting all my traffic from Pinterest. They changed their algorithm and I lost all my traffic. So I had to figure out another way. Like, you have to keep pivoting. And that's like so true. So in anything, you can't just not do anything because you're scared something might happen. You have to like do something and like take advantage at the time that it's working. And then when it changes, move on. And if that's exactly what I did. And so, yeah, it's not about me today, but okay.
No, I love it.
So, okay, let's talk figures. Like, what are you seeing your clients making? Like, and I know this is all subjective, but I love, like, money motivates me to say, okay, I want to try that. So what are like some things you see on the average side that people can make? And then like, what are like some of the big figures that you see people making doing the same strategy that you're talking about?
Yeah, so we have multiple dozens of people that have joined, and those that implement what I'm teaching and they take consistent daily action. And mind you, it's not like it's a full-time job. One can do this around being a mother, being a father, being a full-time employee, having whatever have you. It can just take a couple of hours a day. It's just that consistency, really.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
We have one that started and he's doing, after 3 months, he's doing about $7,000 net profit a month. And he's a course student like you. So
that's wow.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool. We have multiple doing, maybe 500, 1,000 profit, maybe 5,000-10,000 in sales. That's something that back in November we had just launched.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So this is brand spanking new. This is something that in November, TikTok just announced their shop platform. So this is the literal Wild West.
Oh, so this is honestly the time more than ever to jump on this because it's so new.
Yes. Yeah. To put in perspective. And also if you'd be willing, I'd love to show you an actual
I would love
to here as well. Just one moment. Let me make sure that nobody is.
Yeah.
So so TikTok itself has 0.007% of the sellers, like of the brands that are on Amazon, but they have about 3 times the user base. It's insane. And right now there's only about 20,000 or so stores. So it's like completely untapped. And don't mind my cat. I just brought it to the island. Yeah, so it's completely open season here. So let me see. Someone was working on this store. This is one of the clients. So what we do, we also build and run stores for people. If people they want to let their money work for them, they want to let their capital work for them, they will hire us and we'll build a store and we'll operate the whole day to day. We'll do that thing that we said where we start drop shipping, we identify winning products, and then we order those items in bulk and scale. This client is actually one of our paid clients that we're running their store.
Okay.
He started back in January, and I can go back to just show you the whole timeline of this store here. And what we're looking at
January this year.
Yeah, it started fresh this year. It was cool. It was an awesome kind of little timetable for him too. So this is where we do all of our day-to-day work. And notice all we're doing with our strategy is we list products and we have lots of little tiny little tricks, which we keep close to our chest. But in doing this, we don't have to run any ads. We don't have to talk to anybody, make any videos. We just use these tried and true.
You don't make any videos to promote these at all on TikTok? Are you kidding? Okay, this is.
Yeah,
I thought you had to make videos.
No, well, you can. You certainly can, and there's no stopping somebody. In fact, I'd recommend it, but you don't have to, and that's what I like to illustrate. Yeah.
Okay,
So
go ahead.
So what our goal was here is we just wanted to let the store, I call it seasoning or what have you, but we like to have it sit for a couple of months. So it sort of shows, and we get little sales here and there, if you can see, all through January and February. We're not so concerned about getting a bunch of sales right away. We want to get those timelines down so then we get a quick payout. And what's super, super crazy is immediately upon us getting very close to that 60-day mark, when we got that express settlement that I was talking about, we instantly shot up to $600 in sales. A few days later, hit our first $1,000 day in sales, and it ebbs and flows. We started getting to $2,000, $3,000, even $4,000.
Wow.
And this is within 2 weeks of getting to that mark. Now, one can do it beforehand, but you're gonna need a lot of money. And like I said before, the only challenge is one will want to find more money. And of course, when one gets some results, it's pretty easy to call up friends or family, or maybe increase a credit limit or what have you, to be able to do this, because now you're getting your sales payouts so quickly, you can keep paying down your credit card, paying down your loans or whatever. The sales revenues are coming to your bank very quick. And you can see how consistent, very consistent, like month over month. This client, he has about, what is it, $60,000 or $70,000 in available credit over 3 credit cards that he was using. And he had about 4.
Wow.
Yeah, and look at this. This is a great example of, holy crap, we need to get items in wholesale. We need to order a bunch of these in bulk. This was somebody who we didn't know did a live stream.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And for your product, for his product.
Right. And I can show you what they were. It was a 13-piece kitchen utensil set, spatulas, whisks. It's all supplies.
Can you show us what this looks like on TikTok so we can, like, how does this look? How do people find products? I don't even know how they find a product. I guess just, it doesn't have to be this store, but how are people finding these things? Yeah,
sure. So they are, for this store specifically, they are just searching. They're searching. TikTok has this new little section called, it's like their shop section, where people are actually searching. It's like a little mini Amazon of sorts. And,
oh wow! I didn't even know people shop on Amazon. Like they don't go to Amazon. Well, I should say, I'll say some people go to TikTok to shop now. They don't even shop. They don't go to Amazon.
Right. And I'll show you what it looks like. They've basically incorporated this one-click checkout. People can do that Klarna, that pay later, where they batch out the payments into installment. Tiny credit check. Like Whitney,
when they use that though, you get paid the full amount, and then Karma actually is the one that keeps the responsibility of having them pay them every month or so, right?
Correct. Yeah, correct. They're doing everything possible. TikTok, essentially, they've spent over $500 million in 2023 alone subsidizing orders. They'll give first-time buyers, users on that side, they'll pay for the entire shipping costs. They'll give 20% or up to $20 off per order. They're doing everything they possibly can to get people using their platform.
Right.
And this goes into why this is the right time, right place, because this is my opinion, mind you, and I'll show you guys what it looks like. I'm just pulling it up. They basically, I think they strategically did this so they could vertically integrate. They started as content. They completely revolutionized how we actually consume content with all of these little short form reels and like it or not, based on the, shortened attention span it might give, it is disruptive to the whole industry. But they're actively building tons and tons of warehouses all over the US, and they are going to go neck and neck. At least they're going to try their hardest with Amazon. And here I'll show what this looks like here.
Oh, so this is TikTok.
Yeah, this is what it looks like. So people can watch, like, TikTok is basically kind of the new age QVC, and people live streaming. This is where it is. Let's see, in the last 128 days. Yeah, so our best sellers are, and this is cool. It's things with utility. It's not just some one-off single use stuff. It's neat.
Mixing bowls. Wow. Like, who would have thought? I would have never thought like these would do well on TikTok. Wow.
Yeah, look at all the units. Let's actually sort by the total amount of units. Yeah, so most popular was this one that one individual did a live video on. It's 13-piece kitchen utensil set. Vegetable chopper.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, spin scrubbers, sink organizers, lots of storage organizers, Tupperware. Now, the reason why these work so well is because these are generic products that aren't branded, or they don't have any moving parts or things that require brand authorization certificates. They're very easy things to put on, but also people that work with us, and when we run stores, we can get really good like name brand products or products that barely anyone else can sell, just because of like being in this world long enough. So that really gives an upper hand. But anyone can take these same products. In fact, I don't mind if anyone listening does this same exact thing, and see it for yourself. It's really cool.
Wow, I love this. Okay, well, I'm like a big believer in like find someone who's doing something like you, learning from you, because I don't know it all. This is a space that I don't know. So my question is like, so do you have anything for someone like me that wants to get started and learning your method on how this works? Like, do you have any resources available for people like us who want to learn more?
I do. I mean, pull up a couple. So I wanted to make sure, because I've been in the e-commerce and education space. I've taught thousands of people from all walks of life how to drop ship, how to do the wholesale on various platforms over the years. This one, I'm just so freaking obsessed with it. But I wanted to make sure that no matter where one was at in their own life, financially, personally, that we could offer something to help. So the very first thing, for those that are very brand new and they want to be more hands-on, they want to learn it themselves, they have free time, I'd recommend our course. We have tiktokdropshipping.com. This is the beautiful entry-level one where I show completely transparently everything I do. And
Wow.
if you have bigger and want to mimic my massive action and follow along, you can get the same results. I don't see why not. And here's a little case study of.
And I love it more that you have testimonials. Like we were talking about earlier, someone taking your course, this very course is making over $7,000 a month, right?
Right. That's profit. I mean, we have, a whole
That's
myriad.
Profit, not just, exactly.
Yeah, imagine anyone listening, like what that would do. That's like changing money for anybody, me included. It would just alleviate so much stress, and just think and feel what that peace would be. That's what's possible with this if you actually want to take the leap. It's more so, yes, it's a course, but it's a mastermind. We have a big Facebook community where I'm always.
I love that.
It is a complete open book, and we have really, really, really good prices on this right now. It's only $58 a month, or one can get.
Oh my gosh, you should have saw. I had another guy approach me about this. They were charging $5,000 just to get into the course. Like that was, and there was more stuff after that. So this is amazing offer. Amazing.
Yeah. Oh, thanks. Yeah, we wanted to have it be really low because most people don't even do any work, and I really don't know why. It makes me kind of sad, but I wanted to make sure that we gave everybody a chance, because I love attracting like-minded people and having this community where we're all centered and focused around really cool ways of making money, because that's where I've met some of my best long-term friendships and business partnerships. So it's a personal love of mine. So we wanted to make sure everyone could take part. Now, we'll bring it probably, but for now, yeah.
Okay, well, definitely need to take advantage of this. I have not seen an offer this good, and to have that much value in it where you can start making money using your same strategy like very quickly. And I know that you said it's a process. So I like to people that have expectations that it's not going to be tomorrow, but it will be a lot sooner than any other business opportunity. Most businesses take about a year or so to make a profit. You're talking about a couple months.
Yeah, a couple months, if that. I mean,
If
somebody that
that.
paid for a lifetime is now doing $7,000 a month because he took massive action and applied. There's over 3.5 hours of content. I have over 45 different modules, from everything from like how to start a business to even how to automate your own store, interview, hire people, do your bookkeeping, the whole gamut.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, this is what I recommend for somebody that has the time and has the motivation to do it themselves and wants to embark on something new and have that daily consistency to manifest a whole new chapter in their life.
And this comes with a community too, right?
Yes, it does. Yeah, that's the
Awesome.
biggest selling point, is just getting
Yeah.
out.
I'm like, anything you guys do, I always promote, like, see if there's an active live community where you can still ask questions and go to, because the courses, that material is great, but you also want to make sure that you have all your questions asked and have somewhere to go. So the fact that you have that is amazing.
Oh yeah, we're all co-creating it because a lot of our students try to test out their new strategies, share it with us, and then we can all benefit from it.
Oh,
So
perfect. Oh, I love it.
yeah, it's neat. And so that's what I recommend for those that maybe they don't have big, huge credit lines or, whatever, a lot of money, and most don't. So that's what I recommend. Anyone can get started. One just wants to get started. That's all you have to do. Now, if someone listening is somebody that is more well off or has larger capital to deploy, or they're busier and they want to have professionals who have been doing it for years run everything for them and build their store and operate their own digital asset, we do management. So this is my other brand. It's done for you business automation. So what we'll do, and I have a nifty little presentation that goes over what we're talking about. We will take care of building your store, doing all of the product research, all of the listing, growing it perfectly to our strategies, doing all the day-to-day management, scaling it out of drop shipping into ordering in bulk to our warehouses, and scaling the stores to the likes of what I showed you for that one store that's doing like $1,500, $2,000 a day, if not more.
Insane.
This is where you can really, really, really get some life-changing capital. At least historically, it's just blowing my mind. And we haven't even seen the true power of this yet. So
Right.
this is higher ticket. Here's some testimonials. We just launched this offer about 2.5 weeks ago.
Oh,
So,
wow. Brain. Okay, nice.
yeah. So here's the team. These are all beautiful people whom I have known personally for about at least 7 to 10 years. So this
Oh,
is
wow.
a crew of some of my best friends and business partners that are all extremely talented, that all together we've built something awesome. Now, the cost of this is more just because it takes up a considerable amount of time and the income potential can be immense.
Yeah,
So we want
I
to
can only
make sure
imagine.
that, yes, we want to make sure that we're getting well compensated because we're using our strategies and our products for our clients' gain primarily. So we want to make sure that they have some skin in the game for this.
Right.
So you have various profit splits. So yes, it's the client store, but we take a profit split for managing and also a one-time upfront payment. And there's varying packages that people can do. The lowest ones, they pay us one time $10,000, and that's for the lifetime of us running the store. We do everything for them. They're just the provider of the capital. And if they have a credit card, that's even better. They're using somebody else's money.
Right.
And 50-50 split. And then that goes up every $10,000 they pay up front, gets them more to the max right here. And this is really where one can have awesome income. And I won't go into this too much because I know I'm, ranting about this, but we are working on the ability for when people scale these stores a year and a half, 2 years in, to be able to sell those businesses, sell those entities.
Oh,
with
wow.
attached for a cool little exit.
Oh, no, this is amazing. And I love the fact that it's a profit share, because people, when you really understand business, you have to have some skin in the game to keep continuously improving, helping them, because you got to profit too. It's a total win-win. And that's like really the way to go. Because I've been burned when I did like a one-time payment thing, and they don't have any skin in the game anymore. They left. So I'm not saying that's you guys, but I'm just saying it's so smart business-wise to stay motivated, because you want their store to do well for many reasons, and selfishly a little bit for you because you want to do well too. So it makes so much sense to do it that way. So I love your business model.
Thank you. Yeah. And like I said, I've seen a lot of these companies. I've even consulted for them in the past. I've been doing the management. That's a very real thing that is, and making sure that we protect the industry. They're called consumers, but partners, clients, what have you. They're taking a very big risk. This is a very big trust exercise with real money. It's not just a couple of dollars. very serious money. So we have 3 different guarantees that we do as well. We allow it to more or less be risk-free. We have 2 different buyback clauses. So if in a year there's one, or if in 2 years, we don't reach certain metrics of one earning back that initial capital they spent.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we're going to buy their LLC from them. We're actually going to officially transfer the LLC into our control. We have that, and then we also have other guarantees, which are predicated on if people do everything as we say, and for any reason they didn't get the results, we refund. And there's other things too.
Oh, wow.
That everyone was protected no matter what.
And that's huge too, because like I said, I got burned, that money's gone. But the fact that you have a guarantee like this, that makes it even more like a no-brainer. Like, it's just like, okay, yeah, I'm going to do that one. I choose that one. So that's awesome. Like, that's amazing offer.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we wanted to make it as appealing and enticing, because I just think it's too good to miss out on. And me, myself, and the organization that I'm building, frankly, I need to scale more horizontally, so I can take these funds in my business and put them into inventory, so then everyone who works with me can drop ship from me. So then we don't have any problems. So
I love that.
It's for the course. And I love being an open book so everyone can see exactly what's going on.
Yeah, I love that. It's so smart. Okay, so how can we find you?
So you can find me mainly on Instagram at official Stone Ross. You can find me there. On Facebook, it's Stone Ross as well. I'm also on LinkedIn. And if you want to, we're going to start posting more on the business Instagram. It's at Done For You Strategy. But if you want to keep up to date with what I'm doing, just keep my Instagram. I post all my antics down here on the island. And you can follow my cat if you want to. Unofficial Atlas, shameless plug.
Okay, I love it.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm going to put the links to everything in the description below. And I want to thank you so much for joining us. This was an amazing, amazing interview. And I cannot wait to get this started myself. So you guys stay tuned. I'm going to put the information in the description below so you guys can take advantage of these amazing offers. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one.